Hello, Bane Capital. I have a new episode of Comic Reviews, and of course they're always brought to you by the comic book I make and self-publish, Red Knight. Issues 1 through 4 are out, and they're all available, still available, on Etsy.com. I decided to make this as easy as possible to order. Just check out the link below this video, and if you don't like the whole PayPal paying over the internet thing, you can write me a check or a money order and send it to the post office box below. All 4 issues are still available. And let's get to some comic reviews, shall we? Hey, we finally come up to the last chapter of The Never-Ending Story. Issue 11 of Batman, the Snyder Batman, Scott Snyder. Drawn by Greg Capullo, and this is the final final epicness of the Court of Owls story. And there we go. This is where Bruce Wayne finds how many licks it takes to get to Thomas Wayne's face. 1, 2, 3, and then they have this huge, massive fight. Never seen before in the annals of fightdom, since maybe the last time Peter Griffin fought the giant chicken. They fight all over the fucking city, up in the skies, down back below into the buildings, action-packed fun stuff, and anyway, it comes to the end where there's a big explosion and Woodsy Owl disappears. Leaving Bruce to wonder, like, hey, was that my brother or not? Oh, well, that was weird. Anyway, it kind of came off of a little anticlimactic. I mean, especially when you make us wait 11 issues for this. Not too bad. The art is just beautiful, and it's crafted very well. But I just can't help but wonder if I'm not just feeling a little empty inside. Well, anyway, I'm going to give that 4 Ram Chips. Now, let's go to some captains of industry. Ha ha ha! Anyway, Captain America number 14 by Ed Brubaker, and who's the artist on this? Patch Zurcher, with Mike Deodato, who, Jesus, he does everything. He's on every fucking Marvel book at some point. Anyway, this also has a climax of Captain America taking out what was thought to be a trusted friend, who is the new Scourge. For those of you who've been not reading, it's D-Man. Remember D-Man, that, you know, pretty pathetic, sad, wannabe superhero? He's been kind of brainwashed into this kind of stooge-like vigilante killer monster thing, the Scourge. Anyway, it's a pretty emotional issue of Cap taking out what was his friend. I liked it quite a bit. I'm sad that Brubaker's leaving Captain America now that I've come back to starting to read Captain America. Oh well, that's my bad timing. This was pretty good. I'm going to give it a nice 5 Ram Chips for the climax of that story. And here's Avenging Spider-Man number 9. I know. I said I'm not going to read Spider-Man, but I guess I do fall off the wagon every so often, especially with this title. This has been I've read 3 issues of this title, Avenging Spider-Man, which is sort of the new Marvel team-up, frankly. And this is written by Kelly Sue DeCormick, and drawn by Terry Dodson. Now, DeConnick is going to be doing the Captain Marvel series, and this is sort of like, I don't know, try out for some people if you want to get a look at it. And the story starts simple enough. Spider-Man asks Carol Danvers, who is Captain Marvel, for a lift. He needs a plane ride to Boston. Apparently, I haven't been reading, so I didn't know this. Aunt May lives in Boston now, so he needs a lift to go see her. And they almost get hit by this flying woman who has no super villain hero name. She's trying to figure it out as we go through this issue, which is kind of funny. Anyway, Spidey jumps into costume. Carol actually can just turn on with her mind her costume, which is really convenient. She doesn't have to get up from her seat in order to do it. Most of this issue takes place on the plane, which is actually kind of exciting. It's kind of nice, you know, the tension that's mounting, because they grab her, like Spidey grabs her on the wing as she almost collides with them, the flying girl, and she's being chased by these high-tech vigilante guys. They don't know who to believe. They don't know who's the good guy and bad guy. But it ends with a face-off getting a much, much bigger clusterfuck on this bridge. Pretty enjoyable. Terry Dotson's art is just beautiful to look at, as always. And it's really nice seeing Miss Marvel turn into Captain Marvel. I think this has potential. There's 2 parts to this, so I'm going to buy issue 10 to check it out. I recommend it highly. I think this was a very fun issue. This is 5 RAM chips. Here's a comic by a friend of mine. This is Mike Federale and Osmar. Osmar Petroli. And this is the Skyrocket. This is issue 5. I didn't review issue 4, so let me do a quick recap. Skyrocket is a former supervillain who is now turned to being a superhero. And she's assisted by a government agent, Evans, and her robot butler. And they are called to a scene of a kidnapping where a couple of supervillains, these two, this holographic guy, Robert, who goes by the name Hollow, and his girlfriend, and I think her name is Mari. Yes, Mari. Anyway, they're holding up a building. Skyrocket enters to go get them, but they tell her that they've booby-trapped the whole building to kill everyone in there if they do anything. And what they want from her... See, Skyrocket is one of those kind of scientific genius characters. So they've asked her to help Hollow get sort of a new body where he can actually touch things. Because him and his girlfriend, it's been a while since he turned into a holographic guy. So, you know, the sex has not been good. So, she does so. She helps him out, but of course that's a bad idea. The government agents outside are getting really impatient, and they attack, and chaos ensues. Because the government agents now believe that Skyrocket is a turncoat on them, so they don't trust anybody. They're willing to blow up everything. Now, to be honest, the guy in charge of the government agents, I think he's a little one-note. It's like he's willing to kill hostages. Yeah, dude, you need to calm the fuck down. Maybe a little too cartoonish there. But the action at the end is pretty decent, and this continues off into issue 6. Not too bad. This is and the art is, you know, clear and beautiful. Let's see. This is Petroli's 5th issue with this comic, and his work gets better and better each issue, I think. Not too bad. I recommend definitely checking it out. I'll see if I can even post a link at the bottom. 4 RAM chips, I think. And by the way, this is the first color cover with the Skyrocket on the cover, so it's nice seeing what she looks like in color. Thanks, Mike. Now, let's end it off with The Adventure Time presents Marceline and the Scream Queens. And this is 1 of 6. This is from Kaboom. And who are the creators on this? Meredith Grain, Lisa Moore, and oh yeah, Meredith draws and writes this thing. Let's see, Marceline has a band called Marceline and the Scream Queens, and they like, let's see, I guess this is another vampire. This is a mysterious dude, and this ghost that looks like kind of a combination between Jack Black and Blueberry. And they're rocking out, and they have a concert. They're going to go on tour. Bubblegum Princess seems to have like a stick up her ass about the band and rock in general, but she decides to check him out and falls in love with it, and just thinks it's the most awesome thing ever. So she decides to tell her, you know, she can help her, you know, kind of help the band, you know, become, you know, a little bit, you know, kind of build the band up a little bit. So she wants to go with them on tour. So that's how we start issue 1. Now there is a neat little backup story, which is almost the same amount of page space, actually. It takes up half the issue. It's by Jen Wang, and it's really pretty, actually. She encounters a spirit, and that's trapped within a guitar. It's a lovely little story. I won't really give too much away, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's actually as good as the main feature, I think. Wow, this is cool. I really like this one a lot. I'm definitely going to buy all 6 issues. This is 5 round ships. Highly recommend it. If you like Adventure Time, if you've been reading the comics, or if you want to like maybe think about buying the series, I definitely recommend checking this out. I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.